Hello again, everybody. Happy Saturday. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Hey, Janice, and hey, Lady Q. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you being here. Hello, hello, Dawn Emery. Hello. Good afternoon. Good Saturday afternoon. Y'all come on in, get you some coffee, get you some drinks. Hey, Plant Lady. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Amos, Liz, hello. Good to see you, honey. I am so glad I get to see some people when we don't get to see them all the time or whatever. And that's why I like to go different times of the day, and especially if I'm feeling like it. So that's the good part. I get to see all of you beautiful people in here, every one of you. Every one of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Mary Harris, hello. Good evening. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you all. I hope everybody's having a great Saturday, September 27th, 2025. Wow. Wow, wow. Where does this time go? I don't even know. I don't even know where it goes. It just flies on by, right? Flies on by. Well, we're going to talk more today on David, known the singer D4VD, aka David, right? And Celeste. We're going to talk about that some more because every time you turn around is something new. It is always something, and I'm always going to be behind on this case. You better trust and believe that because there's so much coming out. It's hard to keep up with. It is very hard to keep up with. But I want to talk about it. And so I'm going to talk about it. And thank you for joining me. Thank you. There's just some stories that break your heart, and then some of them just test your faith. They really, really, really do. It tests your faith in people in general. My faith has been tested in a lot of people, honestly. But we're going to talk about Celeste. She was a child, in my opinion, a young girl. She was a child when she met David. He was an older person, even if he was underage at the time. Now she's 15 or was 15 and he's 20, right? So again, we're going to talk about her and, have some compassion here and everything that we can talk about to the best of my knowledge. But disclaimer here, we're not accusing anybody. We're having our own thoughts, our own opinions, and that's okay. We can all do that, but we don't really know what's going on, although it's very obvious in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But nobody's been accused of anything or arrested or anything, named as a suspect, and everybody is innocent until proven guilty in the court of the law. And this is definitely an ongoing investigation, although all the details might change and we might have to correct them or we might have to go back, but there's a lot to this case. Now, Celeste, she had a name. Her name is Celeste. She's the victim, and we need not to forget that. She had a family, and she has a story. Celeste Rivera Hernandez. Just say her name. Show her face, and don't forget who's the victim here. Because right now, she is, in my opinion, the only victim right now. She's no longer here on this earth, and we must not forget that. And she was just a child. She deserved joy. She deserved safety. She deserved a future, her future. But that future was taken away from her. It was taken away from her by somebody, right? And even if it was something, because it's all been deferred by the medical examiner. So even if it's something that she could have helped along or something like that, she was hid. Okay, she was just thrown away in a Tesla, in the car, in the front, because that's where their trunk is, in the front, and set on a street by God knows who. And then it was towed away in hopes, in my opinion. Hey, Scotty Too Hottie. In hopes, in my opinion, that she just got thrown away and smashed it up in the, tow yard. So somebody took that away from her. And every child is someone. They're someone's whole world. I know my children are, even though they're grown. My grandchildren are. She mattered, and she was somebody's child, right? Even though, in my opinion, I feel she was failed by not only her parents, but by a lot of people. But she was somebody's child, and she was somebody's whole world. And if she was here, I would tell her, you still matter, and you're still worth the truth. That's what I would tell her. I think personally, the truth, whatever that may be, will come out. Her body was released by the LA County Medical Examiner's Office, and it was turned over to her family for the funeral arrangements. But the cause and detail of death, the manner of death, is still undetermined. The medical examiner says it's deferred, and it's a deferred cause of death. That means her body can be released to the family. There's no reason not, so she can have a proper burial. But deferred means that the official cause and manner of death could not be determined, at least not yet. Immediately after the autopsy, though, the medical examiner said they are waiting on more information to come back, such as toxicology reports, such as all other whatever tests they put out, and toxicology don't mean necessarily she did anything to herself either. Let's just remember that. I think, in my opinion, when they do these tox exams, they should definitely check, and this is just me, I'm not saying it happened in this case, I'm not. I think they should always check for antifreeze and stuff like that don't just show up in a regular screen. That's just me, because how do we know that, I'm not talking about just not her, but how do we know that people things are not missed? We don't know that. Excuse me, y'all. I was getting a drink of my coffee while it was hot. I hope you got your coffee in here today. But right now, the evidence, it could be inconclusive what they got, on their report as of now. So they need more time, and they have deferred that. The reports do indicate Celeste had gone missing. She went missing several times during 2024, and that's when investigators believe that those disappearances that has happened in the past is hooked to this and is relevant to this case. There's teachers coming out, and there's people coming out talking about that, and there's videos and stuff like that has surfaced. And so, also, as we know, in my opinion, David's a very dark person. I said he was a dark person before, during, and after this. And there's a video also out, or a music thing that's also out, that says, I got time to kill. we got time to spill. You know, some people can call it art. I seen somebody on Nancy Grace. We can't accuse nobody of their art. No, we can't. But you know what? He, in my opinion, he thought this, and he was very dark. He was obsessed, in my opinion, with death, killings, blood, gore, all the things. That's just my opinion. And so it causes people to speculate, and we are allowed to speculate. But again, art, that man was right on Nancy's. Art don't mean he did anything. However, it's mighty suspicious. It is mighty suspicious. You know, it don't really take a whole lot to kind of see that. There are advocates and public voices out there that defend him. They claim that there's a lack of evidence, that he won't be arrested, that he didn't do anything, he was on tour, and blah, 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 blah. But, and as a reminder, I just want to remind you that, of course, nobody's been charged with anything, nor has he been arrested. But the police are holding all this very close to their vest. A lot of the sponsors, though, I do need to remind you, have dropped him. So if they didn't think he was guilty of anything and it didn't shed a bad light, why would his sponsors start dropping him? I think it's kind of obvious, in my opinion. A lot of people feel he didn't do anything wrong, but there's a lot of people out there that feel, and again, feelings are okay. Everybody can have feelings and opinions, but everybody feels that it's very possible that he did do it. He did something. I believe that if he, this is me, that if he did not do this, unalive her, or have anything to do with putting her in the car, or hire somebody to do it, or whatever. And I'm not saying he didn't, because hell, I think it's mighty suspicious. But if he didn't, in my opinion, whether he did or not, I believe he is definitely guilty of being a dark person and a pedophile. I'm not going to take that back. I'll stand up in a court of law and tell a judge that. He preyed upon this young girl, and he groomed her, in my opinion. So now he's canceled, as we know, after they searched his home. The one he's now moved out of, was kicked out of, fled out of, whatever. So now he is canceled after that, his remaining tour dates. He didn't do that before. He was not the least bit worried. Hey, DJ. Hello, Millie. Everybody coming in. He was just dancing and boogieing along before, right? You know, it didn't seem to faze him. But again, there's people dropping him like hot potatoes. There's brands he had, such as Hollister, Crocs. All of them have distanced themselves, anything to do with him while this is going on, at least. He'll definitely feel that in his pockets eventually, in my opinion. He definitely will. I got more to talk about, but I want to play this if I can get the right. Oh, yeah, here it is. I want to show y'all this. Hold on just a minute.
Husky Dip believes in a hard day's work, quality craftsmanship, and not wasting money on mediocre dip. We only use tobacco grown right here at home, so every can's guaranteed fresh. Husky's Dark Fire, barrel aged dip you don't have to pay a premium for. We call that doing right by your dip dollar. Go ahead and try it for yourself. Find it in a store near you. It's hard to beat Husky. Not all varieties available in all geographies. Warning, this product can cause gum disease and tooth loss.
This is from the San Francisco Chronicle.
Bay Area Olympic star Alisa Leo scraps skating program with D4 song. This article is being read by an automated voice generated by Everlit. Olympic figure skating champion Alisa Leo is reworking her short program after a song she chose became linked to a fast unfolding investigation in Los Angeles. The 20-year-old from Oakland had been skating to This Is How It Feels, a duet by Icelandic singer Laufey and alt-pop artist Forved. But earlier this month, authorities discovered the dismembered remains of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez in a Tesla registered to Forved, whose real name is David Anthony Burke. As many of you know, I recently debuted a new short program for the 25-26 season. Leo wrote on Instagram on Wednesday, September 24th. However, in light of recent news, my team and I are confidently pursuing a different direction that aligns with my values and just my overall ethos. Leo added, I'm eager to start brainstorming new ideas, and I want to ensure my creative process isn't rushed. So in the meantime, you may see some familiar programs. Thank you for your ongoing support. Hernandez vanished from Lake Elsinore in 2024, and her body was found September 8th after the abandoned car was impounded in Hollywood. Police have not named D4 Vade as a suspect, though investigators searched a Hollywood Hills home tied to him. His representatives have said he is cooperating with authorities. D4V canceled his tour dates, including the San Francisco show, amid the investigation. I have to change it, Forced to change my hand, basically. But that's all right, Leo told the Associated Press. I almost was grieving the process. I have my programs. They were going to grow and evolve, and I was going to add more to it. But there's nothing like a fresh start. For Leo, the shift comes at a pivotal moment. A two-time national champion who trained at the Oakland Ice Center, she returned from a brief retirement this year to capture the World Championship, the first for an American woman since 2006. With the Milan Olympics less than a year away, she is considered a strong contender for the U.S. team. Most skaters spend months building new programs,
Thank you for
and
being
Leo
here,
had
baby
already
kisses.
debuted her
Hello.
short program
Happy
at an
Saturday.
international event in Italy. Now, she and her longtime coaches are searching for new music before the Grand Prix season, which begins with the Cup of China in October and Skate America in November. It's a process, Leo said. I listened to my entire playlist. I have like 2,000 songs on it, and I look at new artists and new music as well. I get suggestions from other people around me. But in the end, I have final say. It's always really picky.
So she's even took all of his music off of her playlist. She's not gonna, she said, good afternoon, Terry. She said she's not gonna play any of his music during, any of her practices or shows or anything like that. So he is losing a lot of support and a lot of people. And again, he definitely is going to feel that, in my opinion. She's an Olympic figure skater that we were talking about, and she said she is dropping his music from her routine in the light of this investigation. And footage has already surfaced showing that 15-year-old Celeste Rivas was walking away from her Lake Elsinore home before vanishing March 2024. And then she, as a teenager, was later found dead in David's trunk, which was registered to him, right? So investigators are still piecing all of this together. They're still working, and they're still doing everything that they can. That was not the first time they said Celeste disappeared. Records showed through the police department that she ran away in January 2024 and other times as well. And that teacher, he did that replay, or he did that, anyway, he played that in his class, showing that he knew and saying that he knew that she was with David. And she ran away and now she's deceased, and he was shocked and all that. So when they broke the news that the body was found in the trunk in the Tesla, LAPD announced that detectives from the Robbery Homicide Division are leading the investigation. And LAPD sources indicate that the case is not yet been classified as a homicide. Well, one reason because the manner and cause of death has not been determined and it's been deferred per se. Will we ever really truly know what happened to Celeste? I don't know. I think we will. I think the truth will come out, but you know what? It may take months. It may take months. When they were asked about further comment, Chief Jim McDonald of the LAPD said, "We have a lot of resources dedicated to bringing a conclusion. But to go beyond what's already been made public would be inappropriate." So they are keeping everything very close to them, very close to the vest. He also said detectives would look at all of the associates and issues very well. Look, again, I'm a mother. Most of y'all are mothers, grandmothers, whatever. If you have a child here, you understand Celeste is a victim. And if you know anything about this, you should call it in. You should call it in. They have their tip line 24/7, and it's the 1877 LAPD 24/7. They have that. They also have the number 800-222-TIPS. Because somewhere between being a fan and this fame, this little girl, this young girl, I feel's a little girl, she was lost in all of the middle of all of this. And that's where I plant my flag at. I don't stand with the celebrities. I don't stand with the stardom and the fame and all that BS. I stand for these kids and I stand for the victims, and I know that you do too. If you're here, you do, because that's what I stand for here. We're not going to try to fill the holes with this story with hate or anything like that. We're going to be respectful, but we're going to be relentless, and we're going to get everything out there that we can. I would like to ask the police, and I wish they would answer it, what is a very clear, precise public timeline? And can they clarify what tips or how many that they've gotten? And I wish that they would do regular updates so it would kind of die down some of these rumors, in my opinion. See, silence makes rumors rich. Did y'all hear me? Silence makes rumors rich. And we don't need rumors, and we don't need to make anybody rich. I pray that the truth will come out fast and that the noise fades down, the rumors die. We don't need noise. We need answers. We need truth, and we need justice for Celeste. That's what we need, because every child deserves that. Every child deserves the answer, the truth, the closure, the dignity, all the things. People deserve closure as well. LAPD says it's ongoing. Well, then it's ongoing. And there's not been an arrest yet. But I think there will be. I do in my heart, but that's just me. Let's play another video here.
We begin tonight with breaking news. When breaking news happens, find out instantly with the ABC 7 Los Angeles app. Get customized alerts for your neighborhood. Choose the top stories and news you want to see. Stream Eyewitness News 24/7, wherever you want it, whenever you want it. Watch exclusive video on demand anytime.
Oh my God.
Plus, the most accurate weather forecast is at your fingertips.
Heavy rain is moving into Southern California.
The ABC 7 Los Angeles app, LA's #1 news app. Download it now.
We have new details this morning involving the death of a 15-year-old girl found dead in the trunk of singer David's Tesla.
The family of Celeste Rivas Hernandez is now making plans to honor her life.
Yeah, Eyewitness News reporter Monica de Anda live in Hollywood with the details for us. Monica.
John, Rachel, Tony, good morning. We do know now that the family of Celeste Rivas has her remains and is now one step closer to laying her to rest. But what we still don't know is how Celeste Rivas died, who did it, and why. An investigation into the death of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas continues as the LA County Medical Examiner confirms her remains have now been released to her family for memorial services. That could indicate a cause of death has been determined, but that information has not been released. This more than 2 weeks after Rivas's dismembered and decomposing body was found at a tow yard inside a Tesla registered to singer David.
It's an ongoing investigation. We have a lot of resources dedicated to bringing it to a conclusion.
LAPD Chief Jim McDonnell speaking with Eyewitness News yesterday about the relationship between 20-year-old David and Rivas, who just turned 15 this month.
There are discussions that they might have had a relationship. Would you investigate that relationship as a possibility? Because it could be illegal to have a relationship with somebody that age.
Yeah, certainly. Whenever you investigate a homicide, the detectives look at all of the associated issues as well. In this case, that's something that they would be looking at.
Last week, investigators took a computer as they searched a Hollywood Hills home where David has recently stayed. The singer, who was on tour, has now canceled all of his shows, but has not commented on the investigation. As he remains silent, his fans
He's
are
dragging a
loud
dead
online,
body to the car.
critiquing his lyrics and music videos that feature gory imagery and themes. One of his most popular songs, titled Romantic Homicide. And take a look at this video for One More Dance.
The heavier the snow.
What appears to be a blindfolded David in a bloodied shirt standing by as two people put a body into the trunk of a car. And this anime video for David's song Rehab, depicting a girl's arm being cut off. A verified GoFundMe account for Rivas's funeral expenses has raised more than $24,000 and says that services for the teen girl are set for next Saturday, October 4th. Reporting live in the Hollywood Hills, Monica de Anda, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
So, yeah, I mean, I understand. I get his art. I get he's a very dark person, and that's that. But it's almost like he was replaying and living out all of his fantasies. Something's wrong with you when you do that. Something's, it's not wrong if you have art and you have this and you have that. But something's very wrong here with him. I'm just saying. So let's watch another one here.
Award-winning customer service.
That's me.
That's also me. Free returns, free exchanges, and free
Sorry
frame
about the
adjustments for
commercials. I don't
life.
know what's doing that.
How much more is that?
Oh, it's all included at Warby Parker.
So my glasses
Are still just $95.
Oh,
Surprise! I just get excited.
New details in the case of the teenage girl whose body was found in the trunk of a car registered to the singer David. Detectives have been searching a home where he has lived. Eyewitness News reporter Carlos Granda live right now in the Hollywood Hills with more on that. Carlos.
Well, there are many more questions than answers today regarding the death of this young girl, as well as any relationship, if any, that she might have had with that singer David. Now,
That's
his
what
real
I would
name
love to know,
is
too.
David Anthony Birkin. He's from Texas, but he was living here in the Hollywood Hills, and overnight detectives searched this home for evidence. LAPD detectives were still at the home this morning. They took a computer and several other items. Sources confirmed to Eyewitness News it is in connection with a death investigation that has some neighbors stunned.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that it's happening in my neighborhood.
This comes as the medical examiner's office released the name of the teenage girl who was found dead in the trunk of the impounded Tesla, 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, who went missing in Lake Elsinore back in 2024. Her remains were found in the Tesla at this tow yard back on September 8th. Detectives came here to investigate a foul odor coming from the car. That Tesla is registered to singer David. The car had been parked on this street in the Hollywood Hills. Several homeowners say they remember seeing it first parked in front of the house. Police searched, then at two different spots on the street.
It's a little weird to see a car that I haven't seen here for a long time. Had a big dent on it, had a Texas plate on it. So all a little odd, but at the same time, people could be hanging out with friends for a long time.
According to ABC News, David does not own the home, but he was staying there. He is currently on tour. Law enforcement sources tell ABC much of the case relies on the LA County medical examiner determining a cause of death, which is proving difficult. For now, it is a death investigation and not a homicide investigation because they don't know how she died. Detectives want.
So his dad questioned him on that. And he just said it was just music. So see, that tells me they did suspect things. Now, I did see a video interview, and thank you for bringing that to my attention. I did see an interview where he did, and he said that his mom, because they're supposedly Christians and stuff, or he was raised like that, etc., which he's far from that now, in my opinion. But he was saying that his mom said, "You're writing about killings," or something to that effect, and you're writing about this and that. And he said he knew at that point that if she said one thing, he would go the other way. He knew it would be a big hit. That's troublesome to me. It really is troublesome to me. So do you know it? Does anybody know if his little sister was homeschooled or was it just him? I've been curious to know this ever since it came out. Anybody? And welcome into my chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. Because I think he had a lot of problems, and I just think it goes back to a lot of different things. But that's just my opinion, But so we're being told, again, that his dad now questioned him. So as we talked about, his mom questioned him and his music. Well, his dad's questioned him as well. It's very interesting. Now, I would be interested to see, did his mom, or obviously, I guess his brother evidently probably met Celeste, but did his brother, he has a brother, Janice, from my understanding, that was supposed to be with who was with her, or the Celeste lookalike, or her in the balcony. But I wonder if any, like his mom or his dad or anybody ever met Celeste, and what did they think about that? Did they just go on, she was 19 and she was a college student, or did they suspect anything out of the ordinary if they met her? Because again, we don't know, but it would be very interesting It would be very interesting to know.
To know what the relationship was between Celeste Rivas and David. So far, neither David nor his team has released any comment on the investigation. And David was scheduled to perform last night in Seattle, but that performance was canceled. He is scheduled to have a concert here in Los Angeles this Saturday. Reporting live from the Hollywood Hills, I'm Carlos Granda, ABC 7.
Okay, that was an interview before he canceled his tours. And in my opinion, also, and I've said it before, but I feel like, in my opinion, they have not put him under arrest. They have not said he was a suspect or any of those things. However, I do believe with my whole heart, and this is just me, that when they raided his home, I do believe at some point, whether it was then or whatever, that they told him, don't leave town. That would be kind of normal. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so they were still in Texas. Okay, that's what I didn't know. Thank you for that information as well. So his parents was still back in Texas. Wow. His parents was still back in Texas. Thank you for that. Because, see, I didn't know that. There's so much information that keeps coming out on this. It's hard to keep up with. It's very hard to keep up with. But, yeah, it's very hard. So thank you for that information. I really appreciate that. I want only to get the facts out here or the truth about this out, and love the music. Love the music if you want. There's people out there that do, but I love the truth more. I do. And I just think he has very dark music and a very dark sense of humor, especially if he didn't do anything, right? I come to you not as a gossip channel, at least I try not to, but as a mother, a friend, a grandmother, a daughter, a wife, somebody who believes every child's life deserves the truth and every child matters. I do. Celeste, she was a young girl, and a girl who had a name, a face. She had a heart. And it seems to me like the world failed her, in my opinion. Everybody. I'm talking, if they ever call her parents, and I'm not blaming the teacher, but did they do their due diligence? Did they call CPS? I mean, I just want to know. She ran away. Yes, she ran away multiple times. And what was she running from? I always ask that. What was she running from? But I feel David did groom her. I feel he groomed her. And I feel like he handpicked her, in my opinion. Failed, in my opinion. So just remember, we're not here to point fingers or spread rumors. We're just here to shine the light on what's real. And this is a real story. It's a real tragedy. And we're here to speak for a child. In my opinion, she is still a child. She was a child. And she can't speak for herself. She can't speak for herself anymore. So I just wanted to bring that to you and try to kind of stay up with it. And I appreciate each and every one of you being here. I love you. Thank you so much. And we'll just keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. And surely something will break in this case soon. Surely. Hey, Kelly. So If you will, hit the thumbs up. Let's keep her name and her face out there. It's free. And then in the meantime, I will see y'all in the streets. That is YouTube streets, that is. And I will see y'all soon. Love you. Thank you, mods. Thank you, everybody. And y'all have a great Saturday. Bye.